Miss, are you sure you don't want anything in return? The cashier asked in disbelief as Olivia handed over the lost wallet untouched. She simply smiled. Honesty is its own reward. She had no idea that this small act would change her life forever. The day had been long, and Olivia was exhausted. Working 2 shifts at the local diner barely covered rent, but she had no choice. Her little brother, Jake, depended on her. As she walked home through the chilly streets, her eyes caught something lying near a park bench, a black leather wallet. She picked it up, flipping it open. Inside was a thick bundle of cash, multiple credit cards, and an ID that read, Ethan Carter. The name sounded vaguely familiar, but she didn't think much of it. Instead of pocketing even a single dollar, despite her empty fridge and unpaid bills, she turned around and headed straight for the nearest cafe, where she asked the cashier to hold on to it in case the owner returned. The barista blinked at her in shock. You didn't take even one bill? Do you know how much money is in there? Olivia shook her head with a small laugh. Doesn't matter. It's not mine. She didn't notice the man standing near the entrance, quietly observing the entire exchange. The next morning, Olivia returned to the diner for another shift, tying her apron and preparing for another long, thankless day. But just as she was about to take her first order, the door swung open, and in walked a man who made the entire room pause. Tall, sharp-featured, and dressed in an expensive coat, he exuded an effortless confidence that made people instinctively step aside. His eyes locked onto Olivia immediately. You, he said, his voice smooth yet unreadable. You found my wallet. She blinked in surprise. Oh, yes, I did. I gave it to the cafe down the street. A slow smirk tugged at his lips. And you didn't take a single dollar. Olivia shifted uncomfortably. It wasn't mine to take. Ethan Carter, the young millionaire businessman whose face was on countless magazine covers, studied her carefully. His entire life, people had only ever wanted something from him. Money, favors, influence. But here she was, someone who had every reason to take from him, yet didn't. His next word sent a wave of shock through the diner. Come work for me. Olivia's eyes widened. What? Ethan's smirk deepened. I don't make offers twice. She had no idea that this was just the beginning. Olivia hesitated, gripping her notepad tightly. Work for you? Doing what? Ethan leaned against the counter, watching her with amused curiosity. That depends. What are you good at? She swallowed, feeling the eyes of every customer in the diner on her. I don't know. I just wait tables. His smirk didn't waver. I doubt that's all you're capable of. He pulled out a sleek black card and slid it across the counter. Meet me at this address tomorrow at noon. Let's see what you can do. Olivia stared at the card. Carter Enterprises, one of the most powerful business firms in the city. This had to be a joke. People worked their whole lives just to get an interview there. Why would he offer her a job? The moment she hesitated, one of her co-workers scoffed. Are you seriously thinking about it? A guy like him is just messing with you. Heat crawled up Olivia's neck. Maybe it was a trick. Maybe he was testing her. But something in Ethan's expression told her he was dead serious. And so, the next day, she stood outside a towering glass building, her heart hammering in her chest. The receptionist barely glanced up before leading her to an elevator that shot up to the top floor. When the doors slid open, she found herself in a sleek, modern office with floor-to-ceiling windows. Ethan was waiting, hands in his pockets. I wasn't sure you'd come. I almost didn't, she admitted. I'm still not sure why I'm here. He motioned for her to sit. You returned my wallet, no questions asked. You had every reason to take the money, but you didn't. That tells me two things. You're honest, and you have integrity. Those are rare qualities in my world. Olivia frowned. But I have no experience working in a place like this. Ethan shrugged. Neither did I once. But I built this company from nothing. I recognize potential when I see it. I think you deserve a chance. 1,000 doubts flooded Olivia's mind, but beneath them, a spark of something new. Hope. No one had ever seen potential in her before. No one had ever offered her a chance to be more. And so, against every fear telling her to walk away, she lifted her chin and said, "Okay, what do I do first?" Ethan's smirk returned. Let's find out. Olivia never could have imagined how drastically her life would change in just a few weeks. At first, everything at Carter Enterprises overwhelmed her. The fast-paced meetings, the business jargon, the pressure. It was a world she didn't belong in. More than once, she considered quitting. But every time she hesitated, Ethan was there. "You're smarter than you think, Olivia," he'd say whenever she doubted herself. "Give yourself a chance." And so she did. She studied late into the night, absorbed every bit of knowledge she could, and pushed herself harder than ever before. Soon, she wasn't just keeping up. She was excelling. Ethan took her under his wing, teaching her everything from negotiations to strategic planning. He was patient but firm, always challenging her to think bigger. And the more time they spent together, the more Olivia noticed something else, something deeper, growing between them. It was in the way his gaze lingered on her during meetings, the way he'd find excuses to be near her. It was in the late-night brainstorming sessions that turned into hours of effortless conversation. But Olivia pushed those thoughts aside. This was her job, her opportunity. She couldn't afford to mess it up. Then, one evening, everything changed. Ethan invited her to a high-profile gala, a networking event filled with the city's elite. Olivia had never felt more out of place, dressed in a borrowed gown, trying to keep up with the polished, confident professionals around her. Halfway through the evening, she overheard two women whispering nearby. "Who is she?" one sneered. "Some charity case? She doesn't belong here." Heat burned Olivia's cheeks, but before she could walk away, a familiar voice cut through the conversation. "Actually," Ethan said, stepping beside her, "she's the smartest, most capable person in this room. And she's with me." The entire room seemed to fall silent. The women gawked, eyes darting between them. Olivia's breath caught. Ethan turned to her, his expression softer now. "Olivia, can we talk?" She nodded, letting him lead her to a quiet balcony overlooking the city skyline. For the first time, he looked hesitant. "I didn't bring you here just for business." He exhaled, rubbing the back of his neck. "Olivia, this is more than work for me. You're more than just an employee. And I need to know, do you feel it too?" Olivia's heart pounded. She had spent weeks convincing herself she was imagining things, that Ethan Carter, one of the most powerful men in the city, would never see her that way. But as she met his gaze, she knew the truth. "Yes," she whispered. "I feel it, too." For the first time in a long time, Olivia didn't feel like a struggling waitress who had stumbled into the wrong world. She felt like she belonged.